Yo, what's up, guys? It's the Insane Game Freak here to bring you. So, episode 5 is, if anything, just kind of a setup episode. I mean, it starts off with Isaiah vlogging. I don't even really know how to describe it, because most of the episode is just setting up for the future events of this next arc. So, we got the dollar situation, this is probably just going to lead into the darkness. But the dollar situation, that we got some people in the dollars that are fucking up, starting fights with the other's gangs, and that's when we're introduced to Chikage and his fighting for woman loving ass. And here's my thing. In terms of first impressions of Chikage, I'm just kind of indifferent to him. The one thing we do know is that he is stronger than what he appears, based on what Shizuo said. It's like he took 4 of my punches, and for Shizuo, that's insane. To take 4 hits from Shizuo, and I mean to take 4 hits and not die, that's insane. So we have that. This also seems to be a more Shizuo focused arc, which is awesome because, to be perfectly honest, we haven't seen him do anything since like season 1, and even in season 1, like he wasn't like after his little section, they haven't really focused on Shizuo since his little backstory stuff. The other stuff has literally just been him hanging out with Salty, starting fights with Isaiah, and then just beating the shit out of people who just happen to be around him when he's in a bad mood. So we got an arc that will have relatively decent focus on Shizuo. Yay! I'm also still gonna run on the assumption that the little girl who tries to kill him in this episode is Ruri's little sister. I believe this particularly because she seems to already be mad at Shizuo for something. Well, if you think about it, she did beat the shit out of her older sister, technically, like, what was that, 2 or 3 episodes ago? So, it's not like she wouldn't have any reasoning to want to beat the shit out of her. Also, we've seen her hang out with one of the, I think, Mafia or Russian dudes, so, and we do know that those guys want to capture Ruri. So, I'm going to make the assumption that that's Ruri's little sister. She is very protective of her older sister, and has decided to kill Shizuo because apparently she found out that he was the one who beat the shit out of her, even though I didn't think anyone knew about that, nor did anyone care. I wonder where Igor's position is in all this. Is he still hanging out with Isaiah's sisters or what? The other part is obviously setting up for Salty. Salty I'm assuming is gonna be a consistent focus for the rest of the damn series, because that's all she's been so far. She's been like she's been set up as the whole head thing in season 1, and then she just said fuck the head and has decided to move on with her life. So now like every arc just kind of has her going through some shit. Like she's taking another job that is, I believe, from the Russians, and we don't know where that's going because the picture, I don't think, we don't get to see the picture, do we? No, we don't get to see the picture she's holding. So I'm banking that's probably someone who's related to. And then we finally get introduced to the girl on the motorcycle, the blonde-haired chick, whose introduction is pretty much decapitating Salty, which is, as we know, not fucking possible because she didn't have a head anyway. So that seems to be the 3 main points. The 3 main characters that will be focused on this arc: Shizuo, Mikado, Salty. And probably Ruri. So I'll put Ruri and Shizuo in the same area. I'm actually kind of curious because the way he talks, though I will say this, I found it interesting the way Shizuo talks about Chikage, because it's like, you're really chill with Chikage. Like he gave Chikage a pass more than he does any other guy, even though Chikage was so dumb enough to try to sucker punch him while starting a fight with him, which is still a bitch move in my opinion. So I'm pretty sure Aoba will show back up here, because you can't have the dollars and Mikado situation not be instigated by Aoba, because we know Aoba's goal currently is to take out Isaiah. Well, I'm like, well, if that's the case, teaming up with Mikado would be the smartest thing to do. But then we also have to worry about, well, what members in the Dollars, and it's like we knew this was coming, because it's like you can't have a gang that's unofficial and official at the same time and expect not to get some backlash in some way. Because it's like, yeah, your gang isn't like run by a hierarchy, but it also is so well known enough as a gang, they put you in the position of, well, you got to do something. And I'm starting to understand where Mikado's situation is in terms of everyone else knowing who he is. Most people know, everyone knows he's a dollar, but only a select few people know that he's the leader of the Dollars. And then he brings up, well, how does Masaomi know about this? Because Masaomi messaged him at the beginning of the episode. Well, I'm gonna bank that he's probably doing something for Izaya. That it wouldn't shock me, and it'd be ironic as fuck, because that's just how Durarara is sometimes. So I'm gonna make a guess and say that the only way Masaomi would know about that is if he's dealing with the gang stuff, and the only reason why he'd be dealing with the gang stuff now is if he's working for someone, and he has to be paying the bill some way. So I'm gonna bank he's working for Izaya. So the episode is kind of slow compared to the last one, so I'm gonna say that that's this episode, and it's fine because this episode was just really meant to be set up, and as a setup episode, it's fine. You know, you just gotta keep that in mind. And hopefully, I'm right about this girl being Ruri's little sister, because that just makes sense to me. If it's not, then fuck it. But if it is, whatevs. And we'll see how bad this dollar situation gets, because we see in the preview that Henri is gonna be doing something. So I'm curious if they're going to kind of expand upon the subplot of Saka getting a little reckless, and if that's going to lead to anything. So, what's up? So we have a more Shizuo focused arc, so that's one cool thing. The more darkness regarding the Dollars, that'll be interesting. And let's see who's trying to kill Celty now. Next time on also, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for the likes, comments, favorites, subscribing. And if you're looking forward to more, I've also made a playlist. I made a playlist of the review, so this is like a playlist that you can go check out anytime. So if you're watching Durarara after everything is aired, I'll be making reviews for all of Durarara. So look forward to it. So this has been the Insane Game Freak. Life's a game, play to win, and I'll catch you guys later.